How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Patterson Properties. It's been a minute, but we're gonna get this train going regardless of the situation. Hopefully everybody's been having a great weekend. Hopefully everybody had a good Valentine's Day. My mindset is show love to whoever you care about the most, whether it's friends or family, significant other. Show love to the people that matter the most to you and go from there, because life is too short. And there's been a lot of death that has occurred in my life lately, so that's why I'm just more of a person who considers themselves to just be thankful to be alive. All right, let's get this going, and happy President's Day. It's another beautiful holiday. All right, so family, we're still living in the days of overpriced houses, high interest rates, heck, higher unemployment is on the horizon, with a lot of corporations and government entities being shut down or just going out of business, layoffs, things of that nature, and much more uncertainty for everyday regular working people. And with that being said, and current everyday mom and pop rental property owners are definitely feeling the pinch when it comes to cash flowing their properties. And in major cities, which used to be considered to be real estate investor paradise cities, like the more mid-sized cities like Indianapolis, Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and countless other cities. These places are, a lot of changes have been on the horizon. But anyways, now those markets are much more expensive to purchase real estate compared to 10 to 20 years ago. Now markets like these may have similar markets when it comes to purchasing cash flow properties. Now there are still places where, but they will forever have housing markets and provide financial options that are much more affordable compared to Washington, D.C., New York City, Los Angeles, and Miami, Florida. But remember, a lot of people are still purchasing rental properties because of the value that they can get from purchasing the properties, because of the value of the properties. We're living in a time frame now where, the value of assets are growing higher, i.e., cryptos, stocks, bonds, real estate. Therefore, a lot more everyday regular working people, specifically real estate, cannot afford to buy these kind of homes. Okay, so according to the article that I read the other day, the Metropolitan Indianapolis Board of Realtors, the median home price in Indianapolis rose to approximately $250,000 in 2023. Remember, Indianapolis used to be a city that people used to be a city that you could be able to buy a home for between $30,000 and $100,000, and now the tide has changed. And if you can even find a house in the city of Indianapolis under $200,000, you're doing good. That's why you can see people like Mike Epps and his wife. They have their own rental property company, landscaping company, construction company, and rental property company, because they've capitalized on the market. And with him utilizing the money he makes as being a comedian and an actor, a rich celebrity, he's transitioned that into creating jobs back into his community, which says a lot more about him compared to other celebrities, but I'll leave it at that. All right. And anyways, so the increase from pre-pandemic levels when prices hovered around $170,000. So, like I said, so at 2023, it was $250,000. Before the pandemic, you buy a rental property for $170,000. There's a big shift, obviously. And as we have seen in the past couple of years, prices haven't gotten any lower. Increased demand, investors from higher cost states like California and New York have flooded markets like Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee. The list goes on and on, because to become a rental property owner in places like California, New York has basically become a thing of the past for your everyday working person. But in those other markets that I just mentioned, i.e. the Midwest and the South, it's been those areas that other investors have been able to purchase properties, but now the prices have gone up, and so people are getting priced out in those aspects. Because obviously people were like, hey, I can buy a house in New York and in California, but the value will go up, but I'm not going to be able to cash flow it. So I could take equity lines of credit out of those homes in New York and California, and then purchase homes, cash money in the Midwest and in the South, and now that is changing. Limited inventory And basically, at the end of the day, you know, like I said, they flood these markets seeking better returns to achieve their goals in the local markets. But you have limited inventory, a national housing shortage exacerbated by labor shortages and supply chain disruptions has reduced available housing stock, pushing prices higher. Lower interest rates carry over. Many sellers who locked in historically low interest rates during 2021 and 2021, including myself, are holding on to their properties, reducing the number of new listings and further driving up prices. All right, heck, why would anyone really want to purchase another property at a higher interest rate, specifically a rental property in today's world? That would just make one cost of living go up. Higher, more home prices translate to higher mortgage payments, which in turn squeeze potential cash flow. However, excuse me, these rising values also contribute to long-term appreciation, allowing investors to build equity over time. Even with 20% down payments, today's investors are facing larger loan balances and higher monthly principal and interest payments, making it harder to achieve the profit margin seen in previous years, especially with increasing personal property taxes and insurance rates. But here are the best ways to combat today's market. Number one, leverage other profit centers, i.e. tax benefits, principal paid down / equity building, appreciation, inflation, hedging with inflation. Increasing one's investments will be protected and will increase in value. Number two, diversify property types, meaning obtain multifamily properties instead of single family. Number three, increase rent strategically. Number four, optimize property management and reduce costs. And number five, last but not least, explore creative financing options. There's always so many different options out there for one to look into when it comes to trying to become the best and profitable real estate investor. But bear in mind and always remember, at the end of the day, it's hard out here for a pimp when people are trying to make money for the rent. And it's not easy at all in any aspect in any way, because you got to bear in mind with inflation nowadays. So that's why a lot of people aren't raising the rents as much as they used to, because you have a lot of people that just can't afford to live in most metropolitan cities anymore. I mean, the price of everything has literally gone up. Everything. Okay, from gas to eggs to everything. I mean, heck, even the cheap soda that I used to buy for $1 is now $1.19. You know, or the one that used to be $1.50 is now $2. So everything, you know, eggs are up to $10. There's a shortage of a lot of things. So the moral of the story is we're in new territory, regardless of the situation, and regardless who's in the White House, governor's house, or mayor's house. It can get worse. It could get possibly a little better. But either way, the reason why I say make money moves, or you're going to live broad like a fool, which I'm going to go live on my other channel, LarrysAnythingGoes LLC, and go more in depth about this, is because the era of the middle class is getting smaller and smaller from an economic standpoint, especially given the fact that you know, you went from having one house income to 2 house incomes. Now you live in an era where you have to have 4 incomes in one house. So either way, it's going to be some interesting days ahead. We'll see what happens with the Fed in regards to if interest rates ever do get cut to a level where it makes it easier for people to even purchase a home, or there's other tax incentives for investors to be able to purchase more investment properties, or you can give the incentive for people who want to sell their homes because they're locked into low interest rates as we had from 2020 to 2021. All right. Don't forget, Patterson Properties. What we do is we wholesale real estate. We buy properties from tax liens, and we just go from there. So tax sales specifically, not tax liens, because tax sales, once you buy the property, it's yours, instead of having to wait a year to a couple of months. All right. So don't forget to check out all the investment platforms that I'm on. WEBULL, Stash, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Acorns, all that good stuff. And I will get a commission if you sign up and once you put money into your brokerage account, and go from there. If you're a stock market investor, a crypto investor, or an individual retirement account investor known as IRAs, all right? On that note, don't forget, you can't get fired if you own a company. It's 2025. Can't believe we're in the second month of 2025. It's time you own something. Do the great DV things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves so you can live like a fool, or like they say in Spanish, bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life.